Legendary Pokémon are rare, strong Pokémon that are linked to local legends about the formation or destruction of a place. In contrast to the many Pikachus that inhabit the Pokémon manga, games and anime, there is only one of each legendary in the world, and legendaries too are unable to evolve. Legendary Pokémon are notoriously difficult to catch because of their physical strength, mental fortitude, and deep links to the locations where they are located. Because of their inherent independence, many heroic Pokémon trainers choose not to capture these legendary beasts. However, if you're up against a legendary, you'd best be ready. Respect, a complete, healthy team, and, oh yes, a lot of Pokeballs are required. You'll also need all the most recent information about who you may be able to capture. Let's list the top 10 most powerful legendary Pokémon, and you can determine for yourself how difficult it would be to capture them all. At number 10 is Celebi. Celebi is both a legendary Pokémon and a nefarious forest ghost. Celebi, a psychic grass-type Pokémon like Darkrai, is both fabled and legendary. Celebi is a time-traveling creature that emerges in mid-lush woodlands. It can not only travel between the past, present and future, but it can also transport people and Pokémon. Celebi is on this list because, apart from the actual time god, it is the only Pokémon with such powers. Generation 2's pleasant, sprite-like creature is also a formidable combatant. It's one of the rare type combination Pokémon with no more than 7 weaknesses, rather than the usual 8. Celebi can also use its own energy to fly, cure wounds and promote plant growth. Celebi's arrival heralds a bright and happy future. At number 9, HoHo. HoHo is one of the Tower legendary Pokémon along with Lugia. HoHo is one of the 2 legendaries from the Tower duo, the other being Lugia. HoHo is a fire-flying type who serves as the guardian of the sky in Aquatique City. It necessitates a trainer with a pure heart. The fact that HoHo's abilities are related to the cycles of life, death, and reincarnation makes it one of the most powerful legendary Pokémon. For example, when 3 unnamed non-legendary Pokémon perished in a terrible tower accident, HoHo resurrected the legendary beasts Raikou, Entei, and Suicune. HoHo is the leader of that trio. No other Pokémon has shown the capacity to resurrect and change living or dead stuff into new form. At number 8 is Kyogre. Kyogre is a legendary Pokémon that belongs to the Weather Legendaries trio and is Groudon's bitter adversary. We'll start with Kyogre, the first legendary Pokémon from the Weather trio. This group of super ancient Pokémon hails from the Hoenn, and it is said that this whale-like Pokémon is responsible for the creation of the sea. While Kyogre is legendary and cannot evolve in the usual sense, while it possesses a blue orb, it may experience primal reversion in combat for a substantial power boost. This Pokémon of the water type has the ability to produce enormous rain clouds and severe downpours. It created the sea by bringing tidal waves to dry land, and it also helped humans survive droughts. It sleeps in a marine trench under the sea, and it is sometimes referred to as the personification of the sea. At number 7, Groudon. Groudon is a legendary Pokémon that belongs to the Weather Legendaries trio and is Kyogre's strongest adversary. Kyogre's opponent and 3rd member of the Weather trio is Groudon, a ground-type legendary Pokémon. It can utilize heat to keep rain away and create volcanic eruptions to allow lava to spread over continents. Groudon is credited with constructing the area on which humans presently reside in the Hoenn folklore. Groudon is one of the most powerful Pokémon in the game. It is the only Pokémon known to be capable of learning Precipice Blades as a fighting move. It can't develop like Kyogre, but it can be upgraded using a red orb. It rests underground in magma, and when it wakes up, earthquakes and volcanic eruptions happen. At number 6 is Rayquaza. Rayquaza is the Weather's legendary trio master. The Pokémon of the dragon flying type lives in the atmosphere and is the only one capable of soothing Kyogre and Groudon during combat. Rayquaza, like its triad comrades, has a deep desire to defend humans. It may be violent against other strong Pokémon since it is naturally charged with guarding the planet from meteorites and other atmospheric hazards. Rayquaza, of fact, does not develop properly. After mastering the move Dragon Ascent, it may Mega Evolve. Sharp claws and fangs, coordinated flying, and an intimidating manner are used to protect its territory. At number 5 is Palkia. Palkia, a legendary Pokémon that is a member of the Creation Trio, has the ability to govern space. According to Sinnoh folklore, when the world first started, Arceus created the Creation Trio of Pokémon to help him build it. Palkia, the water dragon type, extended space when she was born. Palkia's well-being is also linked to the physical and intellectual conceptions of space. As a result, the death of Palkia would spell the end of the universe as we know it. Palkia has the ability to warp space and create new dimensions. It can now live and travel in several dimensions as a result of this. At number 4 is Dialga. The Algo is a legendary Pokémon that has the ability to manipulate time and is a member of the creation trio. The Algo was created as the keeper of time and the beginning of time itself. As a result, the Steel Dragon type can manipulate time and travel across the past and future at will. Its unique ability, Pressure, forces its opponent to expend twice as many power points for each move. This ability is undoubtedly tied to the Algo's legend, since PP measures the number of times a move may be utilized. Finally, the Algo's Heart Pulse is intimately tied to the passage of time. At number 3 is Giratina. Giratina is an antimatter controlling legendary Pokémon from the creation trio. Arceus developed Giratina to control antimatter. Giratina, the last member of the creation trio, is a ghost dragon Pokémon with incredible skills. It has power over who enters the Distortion World, a parallel universe to our own. Giratina was originally exiled here due to its ferocious anger, unrestrained ferocity, and proclivity for devastation. Giratina is intended to stare out over the ancient world in the Distortion World as it learns to contain its wrath. At number 2 is Mewtwo. Because he is both genetically developed and a legendary Pokémon, Mewtwo is one of the most powerful Pokémon. The Psychic Personality type Mewtwo is a genetically altered version of the mythical Pokémon Mew created by humans. Mewtwo is one of the most powerful Pokémon that has ever existed. It has telekinesis and telepathy, as well as other abilities that are common of its class. It also makes excellent use of these qualities. Telekinesis lets it to fly, and telepathy allows it to converse with humans by translating the Pokémon language. Mewtwo is so emotive that it is often compared to a human. This arrogant Pokémon is well aware of its enormous strength levels, which leads it to its dictatorial behavior. It will astonish and even scare others with its powers. Mewtwo can withstand immense physical hardship, teleport enormous distances, and learn and adapt throughout combat without the assistance of a trainer or Pokémon master, according to the canonical circumstances. And at number 1, we have Arceus. Arceus, the legendary Pokémon, is credited with creating the whole Pokémon world. Without a question, Arceus is the most powerful legendary Pokémon. This normal type mythical Pokémon is the universe's creator and hence the Pokémon world's closest thing to a deity. Arceus introduced time, space, and antimatter in the shape of the creation trio when it emerged from its egg. Uxie, Mesprit, and Azelf, the Lake Guardians, were formed later. These three were the embodiments and bearers of knowledge, emotion, and willpower respectively. Arceus has the unique ability Multi-Type, which lets it switch types based on the plate or type-specific Z crystal it is holding. It can communicate with other legendaries via telepathy and has a higher level of power over them. Arceus is unrivaled as an opponent and an ally. And even more legendary Pokémon will be presented to the world with the next Pokémon Scarlet and Violet games, which will be published on November 18, 2022. Which legendary Pokémon do you believe is the most powerful? Please share your thoughts in the comment section. And those are the 10 most powerful legendary Pokémon. Thank you for listening, and I will see you next time.